What's the point where I need a trust versus a will? Can you give us a quick rundown of how do you explain the difference between a will and a trust?
Trusts, wills, powers of attorney, those are all different documents that we use in the estate planning world. And so from the standpoint, matching it up with our definition of estate planning is a living will is a different thing than a last will and testament. So a last will is something that I create and it only becomes effective upon my death. It's something that's just there. And what it is it's a set of instructions, a simpler set of instructions to say what happens to my stuff that I own in my name at death. And it has to go to probate court in order to legally transfer. The will goes to probate court. The probate court then pretty much puts its stamp on it saying it's okay to move the property from the deceased person to the people listed in the will that who they want to have inherit. The shortcut to that is if you have a 401k or IRA or life insurance with the beneficiary on it, that avoids the will. It goes straight to whoever's listed. So the will doesn't work in that instance. And so again, that's why we look at beneficiaries. So a will is just very basic, and it requires a little bit extra work to get the property to where you want it to go. In some situations, though, we have it just in case because we're planning with beneficiary designations. We're never planning to use the will because we already know who's going to inherit. And that's okay. But we counsel to that decision. And that's very much the case with young couples because they don't own much. They don't have a lot of things. But simple will coupled with what we use is, powers of attorney to be able to manage your finances if you're disabled or manage your healthcare decisions if you're disabled. And those are important things to do for anyone that's over 18. Otherwise, you end up in front of the probate court for the living with a guardianship or conservatorship.